I'm going to show you guys an important trick I do on almost every painting I do of any kind of animal or person, is at this last stage to soften it up. Remember to soften as much as you can and have just some hard edges in the area where you want the eye to focus. That's kind of within your control as an artist. You get to decide where you want the eye to go. I want the eye, of course, to focus right in on here, right? So these edges are all really hard. And so I'm going to go in with this brush right here. It's an oil painting brush and it's kind of stiff. And I'm just going to go in and scrub my edges. In fact, I'm going to get an even more aggressive brush. This is hog's hair bristle brush. So I'm going to just get it wet, squeeze out the excess water so it's just kind of moist. And I'm going to go in and scrub these edges. You want to try to get it nice and soft. Sometimes what I do when I'm doing this is kind of wet another brush, get clear water, and just moisten this whole area with water so you don't get any hard edges from your scrubbing. Because what I'll do is you'll move the paint and then I'll just make a new hard edge over here somewhere. So if you wet the whole area before you scrub, it'll soften that edge nicely so you don't get a buildup of paint that you scrubbed away. So I'm just making a nice soft edge all through here by scrubbing. The great thing about this is if you decide you've gone too far with the scrubbing, you can go back and re-harden the edge by just painting in again the dark part. No harm done. It's funny, people say watercolor is so unforgiving, but to me it's easier to rework sometimes than oil. Maybe it's just practice makes perfect, I don't know. So, okay, so I softened this edge, soften these edges a little bit, scrub, scrub, scrub. Okay, I definitely don't want the focus of attention to be in this area. So what I'm going to do next, another little trick is once everything's dry, which this is pretty much dry so I can do this, take a nice soft brush, make sure it's pretty soft, one that'll, you know, a mop brush that'll pick up a lot of water and a lot of, well, in this case, just a little bit of paint. You just want to make a light glaze over the entire subject. So both the background and the foreground, the bird in this case, because that will attach, you want to kind of try to attach your subject to the background. You don't want to have a cutout looking bird or cat or dog. So I'm just going to, I need a little bit more water. I'm just going to go in, and it doesn't have to be too much. You don't want to overdo it, obviously. Then you'll completely lose your subject. But I'm going to just scrub, scrub, scrub. Not too much. I don't want to lose that detail in the feather. And I don't want this to be focused on too much. I'm going to just kind of put a nice light layer over that too. It's not going to hurt anything. Just a light little, you can see how watery I'm making this. I'm probably being conservative. I mean, I can go in again and do this again if I decide I need to be a little bit more aggressive, but like right here under the bird is a good place to do this. Attach them there. Maybe I can attach them here a little bit. And soften that edge with my finger. Okay. So that's kind of attach the bird to the background, but yet now this eye area really pops out. I don't want to go over his beak because I do do want that to pop out a bit. Okay. I kind of want this area to pop out, so I'm going to darken this area, right? I do want this area to pop a little, so I'll leave this edge a little hard, and I might even go back in and make this dark where this is light, so it brings your eye into the area where the bird's eye is, because I think that's an interesting part of the painting. So that's a good way to attach your subject to the background so it doesn't look like a cutout, and it'll help it not look so amateurish.